Alright guys, so welcome to another video and we have big news. We have official Android 12 based pixel experience for the Poco X3 Pro. Now the moment it came out, I flashed it then, that is on the 20th. It came out on the 19th, but I flashed it on the 20th. It's been about 2 days that I've been using it and I do have the complete review ready for you guys. So let's get into the complete review for pixel experience. Now before we begin with the video, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon because it doesn't cost you anything and it really motivates us to make amazing content like this. Now let's see what we have here. We have Pixel Experience official Android 12 updated on the 19th of January 2022. Device changelog says January security patch added support for quick tap, add support for unlimited backup on Google Photos. Now that is a really good thing because they've added it with original quality. Translations imported, a lot of bug fixes, kernel merged to tag this one, direct speaker cleaner and ambient screen added back. SE Linux status is enforcing safety net pass without Magisk, ships with GApps, clean flash is recommended, and this is a stable build. Now if you want to get access to all this information, well, please join on Telegram, and you can also join phone ops on Telegram. As you can see over here, we have a lot of groups and we have more than 1700 members over here. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. But let's talk about the ROM now. Now, as you can see over here, Pixel Experience being Pixel Experience, it is bare bones. It is something that is extremely basic, but what it promises to be is a splendid daily driver, and that's what we are going to talk about. So the moment you boot into the home screen, you will see that you have a bunch of icons at the bottom. You do have the Google search bar, you have your assistant shortcuts. So you do get that pixel-esque feel, although you might not have all the pixel features because they are pixel exclusives, of course. Now from the top to bottom, you have your standard Android 12 quick tiles. As you can see over here, you do have your screen recorder. You can record internal and external audio, and if you start the recording, you will get a timer over here, and then the screen recording will start. Now I have to tell you this because I was using this ROM for 2 days. I played games on this at least for an hour, and I did use the built-in screen recorder to record. I'll show you the short clip towards the end of the video, and there will be a dedicated gaming review coming on this particular ROM as well. So yeah, the screen recorder is present. It records internal and external audio absolutely fine without making any issues with the user interface, stutters, jitters, no problem whatsoever. Now if you actually go to the edit menu over here, you will see that you have a few extra tiles. This is Pixel Experience that we are talking about, so you don't really have a lot of customization options, as I said. To the left, of course, you have Google Feed, which is working beautifully smooth, although I have set the device to stay on 120 Hz mode always, but it's really good to see that on this device Google Feed can work this smooth, and the transitions are pretty good as well. Now talking about the app icon animations, as you can see, they are almost perfect. They are bouncy, they are smooth, and there is no stutter, no jitter that you would experience. Now over here, another thing that you have is the power menu, which doesn't really have the option of advanced restart by default. You have your brightness slider over here and a bunch of information over here at the top. Now if you go to settings, as you can see, the transition to settings from the quick tiles is very clear. It is not jittery or stuttery at all. If you press and hold on the home screen, you will get home settings, which gives you access to the Pixel launcher as always, and on Android 12 as well, Pixel launcher is doing a great job. Now if you talk about the widgets, you have your standard Android 12 widgets. Say for example, you have your clock widgets over here. You select this one, you drag it, you will get a few options. Select this one and size it accordingly, and bam, you're done. So as you can see with the themed icons, the wallpaper, the quick tiles over here, Monet UI or Material UI is present and it's working in all its glory. So it's doing a great job as far as Monet customization is concerned. So widgets are doing a great job as well. Now if you go to wallpaper and style, you do see that you have different color accents over here. You have themed icons, you have app grid. You can actually go ahead and change the wallpaper to something of your choice. Say for example, we go for this one over here. It will download first, okay, and then go ahead and hit apply. Bam. As you can see, all the Monet UI customization is in action. It is working absolutely fine. Now the dialer over here is a very basic dialer, which gets the job done. You don't really get call recording and stuff like that. You do get Google messages as always, and that's working fine. So no problem there whatsoever. Now another thing to note over here is that the camera application is very basic. It doesn't give you even a portrait mode. So I recently made a video on how to install the best Gcam for the Poco X3 Pro. You can go ahead and follow that video and install Gcam to get the best results. Now let's actually go to settings over here. let's go to about phone and let's go ahead and talk about Android version 12. It does come with the January security patch. The kernel is the Perf kernel. I really wish they could have come up with a better kernel, because for this device, the Poco X3 Pro, we do have a ton of kernels which are giving great performance, and soon or someday they will, maybe switch to a different kernel which gives you good performance. Now, that's not to say that Perf kernel is a slouch, because this Perf kernel on custom ROMs is doing a great job. Now, let's actually dive into settings, and whenever I do a pixel experience review for any device for that matter, there's not much that is there in settings, because as I said, at the start of the video, this is pixel experience. It is supposed to be simple and smooth. It is not supposed to be highly customization and complicated. So, if you go to apps, you have your usual stuff over here. Then if you move on, you will have notifications in which you can go ahead and enable notification history. Now, remember, these are Android 12 features we are talking about. If you do go to the battery section though, you do have optimization profiles, which is a good thing. Something that is missing is the 180 Hz touch sampling rate. So hopefully they can add that. You do have battery percentage option over here, turn on light when charging. So the notification LED is working while charging as well. And that is a good thing. Now moving on, if you actually go to options like sound and vibration, you saw the changelog, right? MI sound enhancer with enable hi-fi is present, clear speaker option is present. And if you go to display, you will see that I have set the device to always 120 Hz mode, right? Now you don't really get always on display over here. Let's see. Use ambient display. That's, of course, you don't get always on display because this device comes with a LCD panel and it will eat up your battery if you keep it always on. So now moving on, you have wallpaper and style, security. Under security, you do have fingerprint unlock, which works absolutely fine. You don't really have face unlock yet. Moving on, if we actually go to system, you do have things like gestures, in which you have one-handed mode, press and hold the power button, quick tap. That is something that they have added. Let's quickly go ahead and have a look at that. Tap the back of the phone twice. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it a try here. Quick tap detected. Okay. Let's see here. It does say quick tap detected, but for some reason I don't it detects the quick tap, but it's not doing the necessary action, which is a little disappointing. But the good thing here is that quick tap is coming to custom ROMs, and sooner or later it will be stable. So yeah, that feature is available in gestures. Something that is missing is a 3-finger screenshot. It's really disappointing to see basic features like 3-finger screenshots missing and stuff like that, but that's okay. You can make do with hardware buttons and things like those. Now, apart from this, if you ask me, the basic things like, when you insert a SIM card, when you make calls, receiving text messages, Wi-Fi connectivity, Wi-Fi calling, these features are present. They're working absolutely fine. So you can definitely rely on this. You can definitely go ahead and install your banking applications, your financial applications, and use this device with that, because safety net is passing by default and Play Store certification is present. Now, DRM info does say Widevine L1 is present. So you will be able to go ahead and use Amazon Prime HD, Netflix in HD and all those things. So that is not going to be a problem at all. Now, what really matters is the battery backup and charging besides the performance. So the charging speeds on this particular ROM for me have been rock solid, no problem whatsoever. Now, as you can see over here, it charged 75% in 1 hour and 12 minutes. So this is a 5000 milliamp hour battery. So 1 hour 40 minutes for a complete charge is, I would not say something bad. Even if you talk about the discharging, you will see that the battery backup on this particular ROM is rock solid. So not only it is super smooth and super stable, it is giving you great charging speeds and good battery life as well. And as mentioned in the changelog, well, what you do get over here is unlimited Google Photos storage. So if you actually go to screenshots, before I show you the benchmark numbers, as you can see over here, I have been gaming on this. It's half an hour of Genshin Impact, 1 hour of BGMI, 30 minutes of Call of Duty. The device was on battery for 6 to 7 hours, and this is the drain that you have, screen on and screen out drain that AccuBattery shows. Now let's go ahead and talk about the performance numbers. Now the CPU throttled to 93% of its max performance, and average score was 176,583 GIPS. Now understand, this is Perf kernel. This average performance score is a little low because I'm used to, looking at around 190, 195 GIPS when it comes to the Poco X3 Pro and Snapdragon 860. Now let's go ahead and talk about Antutu benchmark over here. This is again, in the ballpark of a stock ROM, 579,697. So nothing huge in terms of difference over there. Even if you go to Geekbench to check the single core and multi-core score, you will see that the single core score was 754 and the multi-core score was 2513. Now this is absolutely in line as far as performance goes with Miui, right? But I'll tell you this, I was gaming almost for an hour BGMI and I was gaming without a case. And the temperatures of the processor, I saw them reaching 74 to 75 degrees. I did not experience any lag. It was rock solid at 58 to 60 FPS, but the phone was definitely uncomfortable to hold. So that is something to consider. The battery temperature did go up to 47, 48 degrees. Now, there are two flip sides to this particular coin. On one end, you will get excellent performance, right? Because the frame rates are super solid, the battery backup is there, gaming experience is great. Now, the other end of the coin is that your phone will heat up. It would not explode, of course, but this is a Poco X3 Pro we are talking about, wherein devices are getting bricked left, right and center while gaming, especially Indian Bhima devices. So be careful, you can go ahead and game on this. This is an excellent ROM, perfect daily driver. Everything works as expected, no problem whatsoever. Even when I'm speaking right now, you can look at the frame rates on the display. It looks really, really nice as far as gaming is concerned. So all in all, if you ask me, Pixel experience, latest update, Android 12 stable, this is definitely a daily driver. Just install Gcam on there. You don't even need root. You can definitely game on 60 FPS. You don't have 90 FPS supporting BGMI. So that is something that they can add. 3-finger screenshot is something that they can add. 180 Hz touch sampling rate is something that they can add. Now understand, these are not additional features. These are basic requirements of custom ROMs these days. And I really appeal to the Pixel experience team to go ahead and add those features. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this video? Until the next one, this is Kailash signing off at PhoneOps. Keep smiling. Take care. Goodbye.